Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
There's too much doom and gloom in the world today. But now, there's a cure. Happy, healthy, glad to be here with your host, Julie Lantine, bringing a positive spin to a world that desperately needs it. Now on Rough Edge FM.
Well, hello, everybody, and I hope you're happy, healthy, glad to be here, because I know that I am. And today, my husband's throwing me off by double previewing the show. Today, we have a very special guest who really made an impression on me because she has been working at this particular type of dance, and I am not even going to try to say it because I know that I will butcher it. I will leave that up to her. But Layla Fausset has been working on this particular type of Indian dance for 9 years, 8 years, somewhere around there, and just absolutely amazing at 13 years old that you've been working that long and that hard on a goal that you obviously were extremely successful at your graduation recital. We were very impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah. Layla, when I first met you and you were doing your graduation thing,
yes,
I was thinking college.
That's
college. Yes.
That's hilarious.
So you're a very mature 13-year-old.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
So I was going to say, so you've been doing this since you were what, 5?
Around then, yes. 5, 6, around that time, yes.
All right. Well, tell our listeners what got you excited or got you wanting to do this type of dance, and what type of dance is it?
So it's called Bharatanatyam. It's like a Southern Indian type of dance style. It's classical Indian dance, and my mom definitely got me into it. She is from Bangladesh, which is a country right near India. So I am half Bengali. So it's just kind of part of my culture, and she used to do some part of it when she was younger. And I had done like ballet and jazz, like all the original dance that everyone's used to. I've done that since I was 2. And at the same studio, my teacher, she had been starting a dance school, Narthan. That's our dance school. We just saw a class, and my mom was really interested in it. And I was still young at the time, so I was pretty much up for anything. And I was just ready to perform, and she signed me up, and I just started a couple of classes, and I loved it. It was so much fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. And obviously you really took the dedication to heart.
Yeah.
Because you stuck with it for as long as you did. Mm-hmm. You graduated, which I guess was a pretty big feat in itself, because the graduation means so much more than you just getting up there and doing some dances. That was a very long process that you went through.
Thank you. Yes. It started, I think I thought it was more like Bollywood dancing, that it would all be super like energetic, and it was also like classical. And one thing about it is you take a series of tests. Actually, there are levels. Each level, there are about 7 levels, and each level you take a test, and that you learn a new dance about every year, and you have like questions about like how the form of dance was started, and it like where it was originated from, and there's a whole history to it that you take the tests on. And then I finally took the last test last August, and there's the whole graduation ceremony, so that kind of goes with it. And I was really excited to do it, but I didn't want to just stop there at the test, so I wanted to finish all of it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's wonderful. Now, we noticed your brother was emceeing, and he talked a little bit about how some of those dances actually are stories that you're dancing. They're not
Yeah.
just you getting up there, moving around and doing dancing, but you're telling a story. Now, we didn't really know what those stories were, but if you're into this type of stuff, would people be able to follow a story along?
Yes, they would. My brother, he gave the small introduction before the story, some of the storytelling dances. Most of them depict gods and like their backstory, and they're just a lot of classical Indian stories. Like for example, one of them was like actually about a little boy Krishna. Krishna, he ended up got into a lot of mischief in the town that they were in, and I was kind of depicting how he was this little boy, causing mischief through all the townswomen, and then he would get caught by each time, but then he would use his godly powers to change his face, and basically he got away from a lot of trouble that he caused in the town. So that was one of the dances that I showed.
Oh, fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the dances are pleasing to watch to begin with, but it's kind of neat to know that you're actually telling a story at the same time.
Uh-huh. It comes with a lot of expressions too. Like it's
Yes.
not just the steps. One thing is including into the tests, there was like times where we had to talk about the body divisions and what like we need to use in each dance. Like it was always taught, to use your eyebrows to try to show the different emotions, and all of that. You wanted to you wanted to show like every part of each dance, so you really wanted to use like all of your body to show
Right.
it. And
And
yeah.
I noticed that you had some special garbs and also paintings like on your hands and on your feet and things. And those I'm sure are all significant.
Yes, well, it's just traditional. It's been passed down. It's like a red henna and alta. So it's you put it before the performance. It's dark red, and you put it around your fingers, and then you do a little circle on your palm, and it's the same for your feet. So it's traditional, and it fades away after a couple of days, but it's just done before every performance, and it really like it shows your hand moves, and it like when you're on the stage, it kind of you can see it much better from the audience, so it's
Mhm.
very bold as well.
All right. So they didn't necessarily mean anything
No, there's
specific.
not like a meaning behind the symbols, the circle.
Okay. Now what about your clothes, your garb that you were wearing?
Yes, that is it's just the traditional Bharatanatyam outfit. I had two outfits. One was a skirt style and one was the pants style. It's a blouse underneath, and it has like different pieces you tie around, and there's like a little fan that you button up on the skirt or the pants, and it's just when you dance, it looks very beautiful, and it's just the traditional outfit.
That they were beautiful, very colorful. They looked nice when you were dancing.
Thank
And
you.
I noticed that you had some sort of headdress on.
Yes, so my theme for it was the lotus flowers, the lotus theme. It it would for each the graduation ceremony, it's called an Arngethram. So for each Arngethram, you can choose a theme. You don't have to choose a theme, but I chose the lotus flower. It's the national flower of India, and it just depicts beauty. So I had a lotus headpiece. It was a gold one that had lotus petals on the top, and a lot of the decoration was lotus flowers. But that's what I chose. And then one of the dances I chose to do was a snake dance. So I wore a snake headpiece for that. It had a little
Mhm.
snake head on it, and that for each performance there are a couple of dances that you can choose, and then there's the traditional dances, and I chose the snake dance as one of my creative dances.
Oh, nice. And I that you had a very colorful background. You had all the curtains and the different props that you had on stage. So it was really interesting to see how much you put into the staging, as you weren't just up there doing some dances. Like I said, you had the staging. It was almost like a real performance, a theatrical performance almost.
Thank you. Yeah, and then one of my other creative dances was a Bengali dance. It was a group dance. I had a couple of other girls from the dance studio that have done like a couple of them had already graduated before they had their own Gethrams, and then a couple girls were also a part of Narthan. And then two of them were actually my cousins, and they joined me. All of them joined me, and they took a couple weeks of practices, and it was really nice to have them dance with me. It was a Bengali dance that my grandma, she chose the song, and so it was really nice to dance with them. That was a more like Bengali and it was more an energetic, fun dance to add to it.
Yeah, that is great. Yes, one of your dancers went to school with my son. He noticed her when she was up on the stage and said, "I think she's in my Spanish class."
Really? Which
Yeah.
which one?
He had the really curly hair that was about shoulder length, all one length.
Adia. Adia?
In Ventura?
In Ventura?
Yeah, I think she went to Foothill. Yeah.
Yes, Adia. Yeah, she did have her on Gethram in January with two other girls. Most of the time it's a solo performance, but a couple girls they're super good friends and they decided to do it together. So there was three of them, and they actually wanted to do theirs before COVID, but COVID hit and it got pushed back. But they spent a lot of time practicing because there was three of them, so they had to stay very in sync. So it was kind of nicer to do it on my own. I mean, it definitely was more nerve-wracking, but I didn't have to stay in sync with other people.
Well, you did an absolutely beautiful job. It was really great. And you obviously had some tremendous support. The hall was extraordinarily full, and your grandpa was very enthusiastic.
Yes, my grandpa, he does that at all my sports events. I play basketball, so all my basketball games, he's always there shouting Layla, or any dance recital that I've had, any dance performance. You can always hear him in the crowd, and you hear some giggling backstage, or all my coaches have asked me, "Is your grandpa coming today?" And he's always my biggest cheerleader.
That's wonderful. That's great to have that type of support. You can tell he has a lot of pride for you.
He does.
And so Mom is there. I can hear her kind of sort of in the background. Have you ever thought of doing a dance with your daughter?
Hi, I'm Ingrid. Well, we talked about it, but no, I think that she's the better dancer.
She honestly really downplays herself. She's
so sweet.
We were thinking about it. My teacher had an idea, but she definitely wanted to be in the audience and to watch. So
yeah, no, I think the performance I leave up to her, and she does the work, and wanted to make sure she definitely came out on the stage and showed all the hard work she put in.
Now that you've graduated, that means you can be considered a professional Indian dancer.
Yes.
So where does that take you now? Is that something that you can do for events, or did you just want to do this just for your own personal gratification, and now you have it under your belt, or are you looking to do this?
No, I can do it for events, and I am up to it. It is definitely more personal, but now I'm able to teach. My teacher has a couple of us girls when she needs substitutes. We help and teach a couple of classes because there are now groups younger in our dance company. There are younger groups, so we help teach them, and we do a Diwali festival in Camarillo, and we do different festivals and different other performances during the year. Like we can a lot of the Sorry, my dog's in the background.
That's
But,
okay. No worries.
A couple of us who have already graduated, we are veterans. We can come back for recitals because we have a recital every March. So the entire dance Northern studio. So we come back for recitals and we'll perform the recital every March, and then a couple festivals that our teacher plans. Sometimes we do it depending on our schedule. We'll perform.
Great. If you send me the information for the dance studio, I will post that, link it to our show, so that way people who are interested might be able to go and get some more information. If there's a website or anything like that, we can put that up. There was a question I was going to ask, and I just completely lost what I was going to say. Oh boy, that's hard for me. Now that you can teach, okay, I know what I was going to ask. Are there a lot of places around here? There's so many different types of restaurants or venues or different things coming out nowadays. We see the diversity in things, which is really wonderful to see, because you're seeing that people are experiencing other cultures and getting to see the world a little bit bigger instead of just within our own little bubble in our own little corner. So are there places where people can go and have really good Indian restaurants or things around here that you know of that you can, maybe suggest for people if they're interested?
Oh yes, Fresh Curry Chef. There's a place near the train tracks. I want to say it's near downtown Camarillo, or that area. It's
Okay.
by Tony's Pizzeria, I think. It's Fresh Curry Chef. They really have really good food. They have chicken tikka masala, chana masala, different biryani rices, and just very traditional Indian food. It's very, very good.
That's awesome. So it gives people a chance to experience the culture, because
Yes.
it's very different, but it's very colorful. It's was really a wonderful experience for us. You had some really nice dishes there that night that we enjoyed being able to sample a little bit of everything, and it was a great experience. My son also really enjoyed it because he loves to dance. He does musical theater, and always getting an opportunity to see other types of performances kind of gives him something to look forward to. Because he's a performer at heart. So it was
Aw.
really interesting to see somebody else up on stage instead of, him being the one up there, and him getting to just the colors, the lighting, the sparkler things that you had at the end.
Yeah.
Everything was really awesome to look at. It really was.
I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, the food that we had, it was fusion food. It was very good. It's not the traditional Indian. The chicken tikka masala was more, but the traditional is a little different, but it's very, very similar. We did fusion because I'm half American and then half Bengali, so I
Mhm.
wanted to include both sides.
Incorporate, yeah.
Yes.
Now you had some little orange balls that it looked like leaf decorations on the top, and I had absolutely no idea what that was. What was that?
Oh, we had some Indian sweets. It was the jalebi and the ladus. So the jalebi is like a syrup. It's like a syrup that they do. That's the orange one. That's like it's like orange. It's like little syrup that they do, and it's like it becomes crispy, it hardens, and then they put syrup on the inside. So that's like a very
Okay.
sweet dessert. And then ladus are they're rice balls. They're like little rice balls, and
Oh,
they're
okay.
sweet, and they're like sweet rice balls. They're just the traditional Indian sweets. So my favorite is jalebi.
Ah,
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was neat. It was neat to see the different things. And then of course you
Yeah.
had the traditional American ice cream bar outside, which was
Yes,
an awful lot of
yes.
fun and a big hit.
Uh-huh. I love ice cream, yeah. And then I wanted to talk to you about the jewelry I had on. It's
Oh yes.
very traditional jewelry. It was like a tika. A tika is like a piece of jewelry that usually goes down your part. And
Mhm.
mine, it went down and it kind of went around. I had a bun and there was flowers around and there's a long fake braid that you wear down and
Mhm.
um, the earrings, you have some dangly earrings that hook up onto your headpiece, and it's just very traditional. And then I had the traditional bangles, and then I had bells around my ankles, like
Yes.
little bells. Those are called gungurus,
Mhm.
and that's very traditional. Each level that I go through, you add a row of bells. Like mine had, I think, about six rows of bells, and
Mhm.
it's about each level that you go. The first level I had my own gungurus, and then the second one I got like my teacher, she has gives us gungurus, and that one has 2 rows of bells, and then each level you get a next set of gungurus, and they have another row of bells on each one. So I had the latest ones that you graduate with.
Okay. And then that's it. You don't get any more after that?
No, you do not.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that's what you keep.
That's what you keep.
Mhm.
Jim has something that he wants to say here.
Layla, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So, you're 13
Yes.
and you have now graduated and you are a professional dancer. How many people go through the program that are as young as you? Is that normal to be that age, or are people normally a lot older?
Normally a lot older. They're normally around, I think, high school age. 16 through 18 is usually the age. I started a lot earlier, and I ended up actually completing 2 levels in 1 year because some girls, I was in an older group. A lot of them are around 15 that graduated. They're around 15, 16. And so I started in, I would either be in like a younger group or an older group. So I completed 2 levels during one summer, and that helped me get up into the higher group to get to their level. So I am a bit younger.
So you spent a lot of time dancing.
Yes, I spent a lot of time dancing.
Now, do you do other things on the outside? Do you do sports or other, outside activities, or is it
Mhm.
devoted completely to the dancing?
I have done a lot of different activities. I did, ballet, jazz, tap, contemporary style dance since I was 2. And I did it for about 9, 10 years and stopped around last year, this year. So then I stopped around last year so I could focus on preparation for my Arn Getram. And
Mhm.
then I do basketball. I love basketball. Basketball is one of my main sports. And during COVID, I recently got into crew rowing, and I row for the Channel Islands rowing team.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah.
great.
And I love the beach. The beach is my favorite. I love going
Ah,
to the beach.
yeah, absolutely. Well, in crew rowing, I mean, you can get some good scholarships for that.
Yeah, that's what I've been working for and crossing my fingers, but I definitely want to keep doing it so I can work towards that.
Now,
And
do you have a future plan for what you would like to do for college, or are you still kind of, I'm still a little young for that?
I think I'm still a little young for that. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but yeah, I've thought about it, but I think I want to keep it as I don't know for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, besides sports, I also volunteer for NCL, National Charity League. It's like the Ventura County Charity League, and it's like an organization, mom and daughter. You volunteer for different charity work and different societies, and so me and my mom do that together.
Oh, that's nice. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Hmm.
That's one. You are a great inspiration for our younger generation of young ladies and men, everybody, just to see that there's so much you can do with your life, and that you're doing it with so much spirit and so much passion is, I commend you. I really do, because it's also during a very tough time that we've recently gone through, and you still chose to push forward and make a lot with your life. Do something that, gives you something to be proud about, which is so important as far as having a healthy, happy outlook on, your life and where you're going and what you're doing.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. That really means a lot to me. Yeah, that really does mean a lot to me. Thank you.
Well, you really are a tremendous inspiration. And I think we're supposed to be wrapping it up. He's giving me the countdown.
Okay.
So people can come to, this will be up on Facebook for how long? Forever. Okay, so it'll be up on Facebook on the Happy, Healthy, Glad to Be Here Facebook page. And it'll also be up on my website. I think it'll just be the audio on the website, correct? Yeah, on the website, I have happyhealthygladtobehere.com. So if people want to come and listen, if they missed it live, then they can certainly check things out. And you will send me the link or information for your school, so that way I can put that so people who are interested might be able to check out a little bit more about it.
Yes, I will definitely send it to you. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming on and talking with me. And thank you for sharing with us your recital. That was really great to be a part of that. It was a lot of fun. We weren't entirely sure what we were getting into when we said we'd do the lighting. And then we were really glad and pleased that we were able to be a part of it. It was
Yeah, thank you. You guys did a great job with the light and sounds.
Thank you. And I hope to see, I will see you in the future, I guess, if you're going to be helping us with the commercial. So
yes, I will see you soon.
See you soon. Thank you, Layla.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.